it's done again. In this lesson, I'm going to teach you how to publish your ebook. Like the last lesson focused on uploading the files to make your paperback book available for sale, this lesson will run through the same process for your ebook. Fortunately, things are much simpler on the ebook side. Uploading your ebook to Amazon. There are many possible places to sell your ebook, but one marketplace dwarfs the rest: Amazon. Amazon's Kindle pioneered the ebook market, and the vast majority of ebooks are sold on Amazon today. If you only upload your book to Amazon and nowhere else, that wouldn't be a problem at all in terms of reach or sales. Unlike CreateSpace, which is an outside company that Amazon bought to allow people to easily upload their print books, KDP, or Kindle Direct Publishing, is a native part of Amazon. KDP is simple. You upload your files, enter the information, and in less than 24 hours, the book will be live. KDP is even more intuitive than CreateSpace, so this part of the process shouldn't give you any trouble. However, we've also created a walkthrough to guide you through this process just in case. For books priced between $2.99 and $9.99, Amazon pays you 70% royalties, but make sure to select the 70% royalty option or they may default to the 35% option. For books priced outside of that range, your only option will be to select the 35% royalty. This is pretty clear. If your goal is to maximize revenue for the book, you want to make sure you're inside that window. If you're more focused on moving copies than making money, sometimes it'll make sense to price the book at 99 cents or $1.99. There's almost no time that pricing the book above $10 makes sense for ebooks. Other ebook retailers. Despite Amazon being the big gorilla in the ebook market, there are other places. Apple's iBooks sells some copies, as do Nook, Kobo, and other ebook retailers. The standard way to upload your book to all of these retailers is to go through them all one at a time. For example, to get your book on iBooks, you'll need to sign up for iTunes Connect, download an app called iTunes Producer, and upload the book that way. Each retailer has their own process. We're not going to walk through instructions on how to upload to each of these platforms, simply because their walkthroughs are all pretty good. The links to each walkthrough are listed below. There's an even simpler way: BookBaby. This link is also included below. BookBaby is an ebook distributor. They charge a flat fee of $299 to convert your manuscripts into ebook format and then distribute your book to over 60 online retailers. If you'd like to get your ebook into other retailers beyond just Amazon, they're the easy choice. You upload to one place, your royalties are paid out from one place, and you're able to see all the data on how many sales are coming from where. The amount of time and energy it'll save you is easily worth it, and we recommend them to you. All right, so when you are going to upload your Kindle ebook, this will be the main page. If you click on Bookshelf, it'll bring you here, and this is where you'll add your title. We're going to be doing the Kindle ebook, so you'll click that. Language will be English. And then the book title, you'll enter your title here. And if you have a subtitle, it can go here. If you have a series or edition number, again, you can enter them. In most situations, you probably won't. So here's where you'll enter the author for KDP. Enter your first name, last name. And if you do have a middle initial, an academic credential, anything like that, you'll need to include it with whatever part of your name it belongs with. So if you have a middle initial, it would go here. If you had an academic credential, it would go here. And you can't have formatting of commas. The only formatting you can have is a period, so just keep that in mind. If you have additional contributors, you can add them here. They have options if it's an author, if they wrote the foreword, things like that. This is where you'll enter the description for your book. This will be what shows on Amazon in this listing. You can't format it in here. If you have an Amazon Author Central account, you can format the listing in there and it'll repopulate onto your listings however you want. So if you do enter it here, just be aware you can't format within here. For this, you're going to click I own the copyright. This is optional. You can enter keywords, but this will help your sales. So if you have keywords that are applicable to your book, it's a good idea to enter them. Let's say this book, for example, is about taxes. You could enter taxation, personal finance, things like that, and you can have 7 total. And then here's where you'll choose your category. And these categories will also help readers find your book based on what they're looking for. So this will help sales as well. So you're just going to navigate through here and find the best fit. This is a book on taxes. So we're going to go to business and economics. And if some of these will continue to expand, try and find the narrowest category you can. That will help your sales. Scroll down to taxation. And in KDP, you can choose 2. So we'll choose corporate and small business. So those will save here. Age and grade range, if you happen to be doing a children's book, you can enter that information here. In most situations, that probably won't come up, and you can just leave that alone. If you are going to do a pre-order, you can click this and set the date accordingly. And that would be if you want your title to be available on Amazon before readers can actually get the content, so they can buy it ahead of time, but then the content will actually download on the day that you list in here as your launch date. So we'll leave it as I am ready to release my book now, just in case it's a situation where you want to make it live right away. Click Save and Continue. And then in here, you're going to leave No here, because that's what's going to enable you to upload your own interior. And then you're going to click Upload eBook Manuscript. And we have this right here. For KDP, you have to use a MOBI file. Sometimes it takes a second for these to upload since it's the full ebook. So it does give you alternate formats here. We recommend MOBI, and that's what we use. So here you can see it's uploaded successfully. It's still processing it. It will also check for spelling errors and any formatting errors. It'll just take a second for that to populate. Here's where you're going to upload your Kindle ebook cover. So you'll choose this. And then we have this right here. And for the cover, because it's the Kindle cover, you won't have the book description and author bio. It's literally just going to be the image of your front cover. So that'll need to be a different file than any file you might have used if you had a paperback version. And it has to be a JPEG or a TIFF file. We use JPEGs, and that's what we'd recommend. So same thing here, it's uploaded successfully. If for some reason there was a color issue or something like that, it would tell you and you could fix it here. But this one's completely good to go, checked off and successful. And this link is still processing. So we'll come back to that one. Here is where you can preview your ebook. If you click Launch Previewer, it'll pull up exactly what it looks like. So I will show you that. It's a good idea to review your ebook before you make it live. They will warn you when you upload the files if there's something wrong, but it's always a good idea to just actually open it, make sure the cover looks the way it should look, that the colors match, and that it's the correct interior populating, and that way you know what you're putting out there is exactly what you want. This part's fun too, because then you get to see it as an actual ebook. So here's the cover. And if you want to look at specific things, you can navigate through here. But it's a good idea to check the cover file. You can check the ISBN, table of contents, and just make sure the interior is correct and everything matches. That all looks good, so we'll head back to book details. And then you can see here, this did finish processing. So all this is good to go. And then it also says there's no spelling errors, which is awesome. That means that's completely set too. So this is where you enter the ISBN, which since this is Kindle, you will have bought the ISBN. So we've entered the ISBN for this book here. And this is where you enter the publisher name, which will be the imprint. If you're self-publishing, this can be anything. It can be your company name. It can be something you make up that represents your book. It's up to you. It's just the publisher that's going to represent your book. And then we're going to click Save and Continue. If you want to enroll in KDP Select, you can research that a little bit and figure out if it applies to you. We don't generally enroll in KDP Select, so I'm going to leave that unchecked. Territories, if you have individual territories that you need to cater to, you can do that, but for everything we do and recommend, we would choose all territories. Here is where we have the royalty and pricing. So For most circumstances, you'll want to choose 70% and then enter your book price here. And you can see here it gives you the range that it has to fall in. In some circumstances, for example, if you're trying to move books over, make money for promotion or something like that, you can choose 35%, and then here it'll give you a different range. So you could sell your book for 99 cents, for example, like that. And it'll also, when you enter that, it'll calculate the prices and how it applies to other countries, which is a great feature, so you can check that out. But for most circumstances, you will have 70%, which has a different range. We generally recommend our ebooks are sold at $7.99, so I'm going to put that in. If you want to choose Matchbook, you can. That makes it so that any reader who buys your paperback would get your ebook for $2.99 or less. Totally up to you. We don't generally enable that, so we leave that unchecked. Book lending is typically locked based on other choices already made, so that's fine. You can leave that. And then here, it just tells you it can take 72 hours for KDP to review your files before it's made live, so that's totally fine. And then here is where you would publish your Kindle ebook. If you're not done, you can save it as a draft and come later. If everything's good to go, you would click this and submit your files. And then KDP will run a review on everything, and within 72 hours, if there's an issue, they'll tell you. If not, at that point, as soon as it's reviewed, it would become live and be ready to go on Amazon. And then you'll have your ebook available.